And we are live. Let's see if this works. Eh, Somebody let me know in the chat if you can see me. Mm, Trying to do this on Instagram as well. You know, this is and why am I hearing myself back? Where? Which tab? Which tab is the culprit? It's Guys, bear with me. This is the first time that I do this on all these platforms at the same time, and I don't know how to mute Instagram. But in any case, we'll figure it out. Unless it is somewhere else that I'm hearing myself. I don't know. It's not here. It's certainly not here. If anything, I'm just gonna have to close this for now. But I'd like to hear all of you on Instagram as well. If anybody knows how to mute Instagram on desktop, let me know in the comments. In any case, here we are coming to you live from the Flagami studio one more time. And actually, I have an idea. I have an idea that I won't share. You don't like it, so I don't get. Let's uh, let's change because I don't really need to hear this. So here we go. Figure it out, and I can still record into. By the way, welcome everybody. This is going to be a little bit of a different live stream since I am um, recording the podcast. Happens to be episode 305. As Miami is also known as the 305. So here we are. I see a bunch of you here watching on YouTube, on Facebook, and a bunch of you on Instagram as well. Yeah, we're broadcasting to several places at the same time. We're also on X. If you're watching on X, I don't think you can comment on X, but I can see your comments here. Uh, Everywhere else. Let me just move this to a different tab here on this side so I can see everything here. Yeah, this software that I use, StreamYard, and also Ecamm Live. Now, Ecamm Live makes you, and Instagram kind of makes you jump through hoops, but you are able to now, they have the capability to broadcast to all those as well at the same time, which is really cool that we are kind of everywhere. And today, the podcast episode, I'm going to talk a little bit about um, what we've been doing here in the 305. Because I've actually been, you know, going, well, not as much, but we've been going out. And a couple of days ago, we walked several miles in the capital of the Sunshine State. No, this is not the capital of the sun. No, I don't know what I'm talking about. I actually woke up recently. We went to eat to a nice restaurant, and I went for a nap. And before I knew it, woo, it's almost 4 p.m. So here we are, 4:05 p.m. Enough introduction. I'm gonna start recording the podcast. You are not gonna be able to hear the um, you're not gonna be able to hear the music that I'm recording because I'm simplifying things. But actually, let me share some of you. Facebook user says, "Merry Christmas to you, family." I don't know what it says, Facebook user, and some of you, I can see your picture and all that, and some of you I can't. Please let me know. A lot of Facebook users. I don't know if that's from the Facebook group, perhaps. So it would be interesting to know. Here we have. Hey, Scotland loves traveling, Robert. Thank you so much. And I'm presuming most of you are on Instagram. Of course, the RV DJ is here, and the trailer traveling Gord is here. And I'm gonna start recording. Mike Peterson looking good, Robert. Thank you. And we have the return of this traveler is Roberto Claus. Well, yeah, it's the hat doesn't fit me very well with my headphones on, but to record the podcast, I need to make sure. The voice is a little broken. Really? My voice is a little broken? I hear it okay here on my end, but the audio sounds different. Something is off, says Illy. I wonder if it is because if hmm, this is all a test, you know. So you know what? I'm gonna kill the Instagram feed because I think that's what's giving me trouble here, and we're just gonna do the. Is it better now? Can you hear me better now, or should I increase my level here? I don't know. Let me know. In any case, I am going to start broadcasting this. It could be that I broke the internet, you know, with all this uh, streaming to different places. Um, well, here goes nothing. Episode 305, and this is gonna go out on the podcast live tomorrow, December 22nd. This is Living the RV Dream, episode 305 for Friday, December 22nd, 2023. Yeah, I'm gonna do that again. Uh, this is Living the RV Dream, episode 305 for Friday, December 22nd, 2023. Hello, happy campers. Hello, fellow Pelican heads and happy travelers around the world. Full timers, part timers, boondockers, van dwellers, weekend warriors, schoolie builders, tent campers, overlanders, whatever you do. Welcome to the show here on the podcast celebrating episode 305. Who would have thought, almost 7 years ago to the date when I started, when I took over Living the RV Dream podcast, that we will get to episode 305, and I almost didn't realize it, but today is 305, and as you know, 305 is also a moniker for the city of Miami, where I'm from, where I'm not from, but I've been here for 35 years, so might as well be from here. And uh, and coincidentally, we've been doing a couple of things here in Miami, and we've been static here for a few weeks now. So we've been going out to eat a little more, and but first of all, let me we are recording this before a live audience. We are on several platforms. We are on and up until a few minutes ago, we were on Instagram as well. But we are on Facebook, on the Facebook group, on the Facebook page, on the Living the RV Dream YouTube channel. If you're not subscribed, go to YouTube and subscribe to the Living the RV Dream um, channel. And we're also on X, and we were on Instagram, but or maybe we're still are on Instagram. I don't know, but I cannot read the comments. In any case, I'm going to read some of your comments here in the chat. We're going to talk about what we did this week, and then at the end, I'm gonna open the chat if you guys want to come on the broadcast and say hello, like a calling show kind of thing. That's kind of what we're doing, and I'm gonna be able to post that link on Facebook and on YouTube. So if you're listening on one of those two platforms, um, you'll see that link. Chanda Prince Foster says, "Hi, Robert. Saying hello from coastal Georgia, camping and enjoying this beautiful weather in a vintage travel trailer." That's pretty cool. Coastal Georgia. Where are you? Like around Jekyll Island? Is that area? We have a Facebook user from Australia. I don't know what's up with the Facebook users. Uh, uh, more research shall go into this. So here we go. I'm trying to I'm trying to do several things here at the same time. But let me tell you what we did, and while we do that, uh, please do comment in the if you want to have like an ask me anything. We could do uh, something like that. So what we did a couple of days ago, and this is something that I've been meaning to do for a while. Walk long distances in this area, especially when the weather is good. we're not gonna do walking long distances in Miami-Dade County or Broward County, South Florida, in the middle of summer. That would be a futile attempt, and we could get dehydrated or heat stroke. Many things could happen. But what we did. Mhm. Oh, hold on. Remax, watching on Twitter. We have someone, so you can comment on Twitter as well. Watching, listening from Jacksonville on Twitter X. Merry Christmas. Thank you, Remax. And well, that's really cool. And Windy Sue, hi there. We met in Fairbanks, Alaska. Now we follow you here too. Well, thank you, Windy, on Facebook. Um, Stephen Acosta, Roberto, I hope you're drinking coquito with Santa hat. Feliz Navidad. None of my Puerto Rican friends have brought me coquito. But in any case, walking, what I was talking about, walking long distances in Miami. And I have this crazy idea one day to walk like from South Point Park in Miami Beach and go north as far away as possible. I think you can walk nonstop by the ocean until you hit like Port Everglades in near Fort Lauderdale. That's like the one spot where A1A gets interrupted and you have to go inland. But what we did, we took an Uber to downtown Miami, to the Brickell area to be exact, where I used to work 6 years ago, six and a half years ago. And this is, and for those of you watching on video, I'm going to add a map of Miami here to the stage, so you can see what I'm talking about. And this is an area, all the skyscrapers. If you zoom in here on Google Maps, you get all the skyscraper. It's a movement that started about, I don't know, I want to say 15 years ago. It was called the Manhattanization of Miami. And as you can see, Miami looks very much, the skyline is it's incredible. So we started right here. I mean, I used to work here on this island called Brickell Key. So we started right here on the corner of Tamiami Trail and US 1, which is Brickell Avenue. And, we just decided to walk north. And the idea was to walk all the way to Miami Beach. And, well, that's what we did. And it's not as easy as it looks. We took all the coastal routes. And we discovered certain neighborhoods that we had never seen. There's this park called the Maurice Ferré Park. I think Maurice Ferré used to be like I don't know if it was a mayor or a commissioner or something like that. But it's a very nice park that had all these art installations. And there's the Museum of Science out there and the Museum of Art. We had never been there. There's this walk. It's called the Dogs and Cats Walkway. And it has all these funky looking sculptures of dogs and cats. I mean, it made for a great video because I had never been there. And some of these buildings here in this area, the architecture, it's pretty interesting. This 1,000, the 1,000 Museum Miami building is, it's very cool. And of course, the Performing Arts Center, and they're doing all kinds of construction in the area. But eventually, we were able to get to, the Miami Herald used to be there. The Venetian Causeway, which it's probably the only real pedestrian way to walk to Miami Beach, which we did. Lots of people biking and running, and it was very lively. And of course, all these little islands, they're all pretty much man-made islands. They're home to the rich and famous, and probably the ones on the Venetian Causeway, not as much as other islands like Star Island down here, um, or some other islands. But let me tell you, some of the houses, we were Googling and Zillowing, and the one that I liked, of course, is it was like $11 million. So it's a nice area of Miami. And then by the time we got here, I made a mistake. And we didn't bring enough water. So we found the bar here called Stillsville, and we had an IPA and called an Uber back. But I'm gonna start doing a few more videos like that. Walking around Miami and showing you things while I'm here. It's and usually I don't give my hometown here enough love in that sense. Like we never really go out much, but we've been going out. Like today we went to it at the we were feeling like authentic Cuban, right? So we went to La Rosa restaurant, which is very nice. Actually, we had the Cuban style oxtail, and if you're in Miami, you wanna it's a little on the pricey side, but if you want to have like authentic, good tasting, not there's two types of restaurants here in Miami. I think there's the authentic, and the authentic would be more like La Carreta. It's more like a down to earth place. Perhaps the food is not as high quality, but it's good, it's tasty, it tastes authentic. And then there's Versailles, which is the more it's authentic and touristy at the same time. And then they have all these little places in Little Havana, in the touristy part of Little Havana, Calle Ocho, that they're very nice. Their prices, service sometimes is they're the touristy places, and some of them is not the classic authentic Cuban cuisine. They will have like some kind of fusion going on. So someone on Facebook is looking. It's Bayside. We've been to Bayside so many times. In fact, I used to sing in Bayside, and Bayside is right now. It's kind of under construction. The middle area there with the stage used to be Bayside. By the way, is this they inaugurated it in 1987. It's like a shopping mall, but it's right next to the downtown marina. There's a Hard Rock Cafe, a bunch of restaurants and shops, and it's that premier, and they have a bunch of tour boats, that leave from Bayside. Some of them, they're party boats. Some of them are like they go through all the little islands to show you the houses of the rich and famous. I'm sure the rich and famous don't really appreciate that all that much, but I don't think they're ever there. And but in any case, and they also have like a speedboat that goes out, into the ocean. It's like a jet boat, a thrill ride. Nowadays they have and it doesn't show. I'm looking at Google Maps here, but nowadays they have a tall Ferris wheel. We haven't done that one yet, and there's a new Margaritaville there that well we didn't go this time around because we've been there before, and I might want to do like a more proper video on the area. Although last year I did a video on great American cities, and the first one was Miami, and I again walked around the downtown area. I showed you guys where I used to work and all that, and I might put a link to that video eventually here on the podcast and on the live stream. I see I have no way to tell. I should open tabs with every window where I have maps of all you maps tabs with all you guys. Like on Facebook we only have like 16 viewers right now, but this, I mean, on YouTube, but this is that YouTube channel that nobody knows about. It's called the Living the RV Dream Podcast. And that's where I'm broadcasting this. I started doing this on my main YouTube channel, and I think I screwed up something with the algorithm, because I'm not gonna do that again. In any case, I'm gonna drop a link here on the chat, and if any of you guys want to come on and say hello, if you guys have any questions, any suggestions for travel for next year, that's the link right there, and you can come online here, and we can chat uh, on the screen. Here we have Matthew. Hello, traveling Robert, from Matt and Hope in Las Vegas, Nevada. Well, welcome to the show, and it's so great to be able to do this before a live audience here. It's like what a great world we live in, that we're able to have like a live TV station here online. Well, according to StreamYard, we have 61 watching. I don't know if that's in total or if that's combined, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter. We have Facebook user. We are visiting Utah in March. How is the weather usually? Traveling from Sydney, Australia. I'll bring a young Henry's Australian Pale Ale. Yeah, well, I can see your name there. That's probably because it is the group. But I think, well, I'm gonna be in the area, probably not March, but after the solar eclipse in April, I'm thinking of traveling west, and well, you'll let me know. You'll be there before I do. Ramon Rodriguez says the skyscrapers are to hold back the hurricanes. And let me tell you, back in when was Andrew in 1992 when Hurricane Andrew came, had Hurricane Andrew come through downtown Miami, that would have been bad. We didn't have nearly as many skyscrapers at the time, and but we didn't have there were still a few, and we were, I mean, yeah, I was when you Hurricane Andrew came through, we lived in a sixth floor, and you could, I mean, it was a seven-story building or eight-story building, so we were near the top, and when those wind gusts were were coming, even the building, you could feel it move a little bit. We have Dylan Reynolds, the return of Dylan Reynolds here in the green room. I'm gonna have him on screen here in a few seconds. So GM Pixley, hope to see you Saturday if you're still at the RV show. Well, I forgot to mention this, and this is an announcement on the Thursday. I believe it is the 18th. On the Thursday of the RV show from 2 to 4 p.m., I'm going to be at the Winnebago booth there with all the other ambassadors as well. And this year, the Winnebago booth is not where it usually is, like by the entrance there, right after you exit the pavilion, where they have the Airstreams and the Prevos and all that. It's going to be kind of towards, as you enter the RV show, through the main entrance, to the left and the back. But the good thing is that they're going to have everything in one central location, so that's really good. So the lad Enriquez from Facebook as well. Hi, Traveling Robert. Everything we take road trip to the west. Sing your theme song. Merry Christmas. Well, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to all of you. By the way, thank you for being here. And now, without further ado, I wanna welcome Dylan Reynolds. Dylan used to be a staple here on our live streams on Friday nights. So, hello, Dylan. How you doing?
Doing good, Robert. How are you?
Doing great, man. We've missed you, man. Where have you been? What have you been doing?
Well, I just want to tell people the reason why I haven't been active on these live streams on yours is that I've been working and I've been walking around my old high school and I've been seeing people around.
Well, that's great, man. Congratulations, Dylan.
And also, I was thinking of last week's topic about the mishaps, and I was thinking that I think there's a couple mishaps I had this year as well. I think one of my biggest mishaps was, I think, January when I think we had that big snowstorm, and then we just really took one snowstorm, and my entire high school, and nobody showed up into my school that day.
Oh man, yeah.
And also another mishap that happened was because I wish you came up here, Robert, during the summer.
I know. No, we were gonna go last summer, after Alaska, but it was a long trip, and we were kind of, homesick, and we wanted to come back home, see my mom and all that. But next summer, I still have that plan of, driving all around the Great Lakes.
You can even do it like in April 2024 because Hamilton and Kingston are going to also be getting hit with that total solar eclipse.
I'm thinking summer we're gonna do the Great Lakes, and of course Toronto is on the Great Lakes. So as we drive around the Great Lakes, clockwise probably, we're definitely going to visit.
Yeah, and I've also been streaming on my channel as well.
Oh yeah, well, let us know the name of your channel so we can watch you, Dylan.
My name's my actual name, and that's my actual name. I do like videos where I talk about the sunsets. And Yeah, I've noticed in your recent podcast that you have been playing the voicemails a lot recently in the past.
No, I have. I forgot. I have like five different voicemails, and maybe I'll play them back on the audio version of this one. And yeah, I have like five or six that I forget. I'm getting old.
Yep.
All right, Dylan, thank you so much for stopping by, man. It's great to see you, great to hear your voice, and see if you can
I will be making my return to the live streams in the near future.
yeah, see if you can make time and then and stop by a couple of the live streams. It'd be good to see
Uh,
you.
all right.
All right, Dylan, bye. Thank you for stopping by.
Bye.
Bye. All right, that was Dylan Reynolds. For those of you who don't know him, he used to be a staple. He was like the staple in all of our Friday live streams. By the way, Friday 6 p.m. Eastern on my regular channel on YouTube. So don't forget to stop by. Here we have Thomas. It says in the chat room, Thomas watching on YouTube. It is great to learn about geography and history of your country. Merry Christmas from Thessaloniki, Greece. Oh, from Greece. And I see your profile picture there. That's at the North Cape, right? I believe. So at some point, I might be able to return to my birthplace, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen anytime soon. And I do know the geography of the country pretty well. Of course, I haven't been there in over 20 years, so the geography might still be the same, but certain other things may have changed. You know how it is. If I got transported from the Miami of 35 years ago to the Miami of today, I would hardly recognize it. So um, here we go. Matthew Villancourt, Mount Charleston. I've been there. It's about an hour drive from Las Vegas, Nevada. It's actually forested and has a ski lift, a hidden gem near Las Vegas that is a beautiful forest to get away near Vegas. And I've been to Mount Charleston both in winter and the summer. In winter, it was a winter wonderland. I don't know how many inches of snow, but there was a lot of snow up there. And very few people know that you can go skiing just an hour from Vegas. And they even have several campgrounds up there because in the summer, when it is 110 degrees in Las Vegas, it could be 75 up there, in Mount Charleston. So it is really cool. I'm thinking, we're kind of overdue for one of those trips of debauchery. No, not really, but for Las Vegas, I want to go. I want to go. Ramon Rodriguez, hey Robert, I have some videos for you. Jackson Township, Ohio, Christmas lights on my YouTube channel. Have you seen them yet? No, I have not. We have to. I'm gonna check it out. And the RV DJ on YouTube, Robert, how is cleanup of Pelicamp doing? And of course, there's gonna be a Pelicamp for those of you who are new to the channel. Is the 1 acre of land that I have up in Taylor County, Florida. We call it the armpit of Florida or the Big Bend, where the hurricane. We had a pretty bad hurricane go through there recently, Hurricane Idalia, and we lost a lot of trees. And there's going to be a whole video about the cleanup at Pelicamp from day one to everything we did. Eventually, I had to recruit certain professional services, like the guy who came with the tractor and moved all the big trees and branches, and he came with a not with the toy chainsaw that I have. He came with a real chainsaw and cut it. One of those steel, and and then stump grinder guy. Then a guy came with a lift, and he something's happened along the way. Something's going on strange here in in YouTube. I don't know what's going on. StreamYard is it's acting kind of funny. Are you guys seeing something? And I should cut this from the final recording of the podcast, right? Uh, so yeah, we hired certain professionals. The guy came with a lift, and And now all we have to do, it's Illy and I, and if at some point we may do like a cleanup party. Is, there are branches and twigs everywhere, all over the place, and bring them to a central location. Whatever we can save for firewood, we save, and then we burn the rest. But it's gonna take a couple of days, if not weeks, of work, and we're gonna do that probably right after the Tampa RV show. Hey, Bob Papo, Robert, no white stuff up here in Northwest Indiana yet. So you're not gonna have a white Christmas. In any case, here, Jan, I'm having a hard time reading some of your names. Jan Gosi on Facebook writes, Robert, longtime watcher, first time live stream viewer. Oddly enough, we are in Tulsa, Oklahoma. One of those towns that I have yet to visit. If you ever plan on pulling through again, reach out. Lots of hidden food gems and locations here. And happy holidays. Thank you for all you put out in the world for us to watch and listen to. Excuse me. Well, depending on where I decide to go watch the eclipse, we might as well drive through Tulsa. And at some point soon, I would like to do the entire Route 66. And we would love to do that. Jim Foster, in short, you hired people who knew what they were doing. Yeah, I don't want to hurt myself, climbing on a ladder and trying to cut branches, and I don't have the equipment. That's basically the same thing. So I rather support the local economy and hire people who know what they're doing. I'm not gonna pay the guy who came from Orlando and wanted to charge me $7,500 a day. No. Yeah, they wanted like $15,000 to clean up the property, and it probably would have looked beautiful, but I didn't even pay that much for the property to begin with, almost that. So no, but yeah, I've been able to hire some great guys, and I was able to put a new shed in the back there. So yeah, Pelicamp is gonna look good again, not as wooded as it ever was, but Matthew Villancourt, Arizona has a lot of beautiful forested getaways. Our small town I lived was Strawberry, Arizona, and Strawberry has the oldest standing schoolhouse in Arizona. Well, that's cool. You learn something new every day, and I love the northern high desert Arizona, and that's where I'm thinking of eventually doing a Pelicamp West. Eventually, I mean, I've been trying for years to get there and spend enough time and find something. But always something seems to happen. Like the last time I tried to do this, I broke a leg, so I'm kind of afraid to go back and maybe something worse happens. But Facebook user, I don't know why I don't get your name here. I've been trying to go to the Tampa show for years, and for one reason or another, never get to make it. Hopefully this time, the Tampa show, it's if you're ever in the market for an RV. I think Tampa or Hershey, depending which one is closest to you. There used to be one in California, the Pomona RV show. I don't know if they're still doing it, but the Tampa RV show, and the Tampa RV show is a show. They have like musicians walking around, entertainers more than musicians, entertainers walking around, and that's usually when all these RV companies they debut like the latest technology. Like 2 years ago, or was it 2 years ago? Airstream debuted that the trailer that parks itself and has like a smart system, so you don't need a weight distribution hitch, and it will be great to tow with a Cybertruck, I think. Monty Rowell, regarding the eclipse, I saw today that they are expecting 1.5 million people go to Arkansas. Yeah, the eclipse is gonna be crazy. It's probably the last eclipse in some of our lifetimes that we're gonna be able to see in the United States. Otherwise, you're gonna have to travel. I think there's one in 2040. I did the math. I'm gonna be like 72 years old if I make it that late in life. So this is gonna be it. I've heard of people saying that like the hill country area of Texas is also going to be crazy. I was able to reserve a state park in Texas, but I'm trying to see if I can find something else as far west as possible. First of all, better possibility of cloudless sky, and Oh, Jimbo Kephart, Alaska just had like an 8.5 earthquake. Glad you're out. Oh man, that must have been crazy. Well, I'm planning on going back to Alaska still this winter to see the northern lights and to experience, how it is in wintertime. Just a couple of weeks maybe, not that long. But yeah, I've never felt what it feels like any colder than maybe like 12 degrees. Like the teens is the coldest in Fahrenheit, of course. So I would like to see what -20 feels like, if only for like 30 seconds, and then I'll go back into the hotel. All right, I think we've rambled enough today. Thank you, everybody, for being here, for choosing to spend some time chatting here on the chat. The podcast is 29 minutes already long, and we've been chatting here for 35. So we did a little introduction at the beginning. But let me know if you want me to start filming more videos here in the Miami area, because I intend to do at least one or two more before Tampa. If you want me to cover anything in particular, or Miami or Fort Lauderdale, I don't think we're gonna go to the Keys, but eventually we're gonna go back to the Keys again, but just not before Tampa. Um, so that's it for those of you listening on the live. For those of you on the live stream, you're not gonna hear the song that I'm going to play on the podcast, but we have a brand new song that I wrote. It's not finished. You're gonna hear it for the first time in the video. A week from Sunday, and it's called Southbound. Until next week, have a merry Christmas. Have a very happy holidays, whatever you celebrate. Joy is the key. So until then, thank you so much for listening, and see you on the road, because we are living the RV dream and loving the RV lifestyle, because I'm free in my RV. And that's a wrap. Give me 1 second here, you guys watching live, and we can wrap it up there. I just need to save this, because I wouldn't want to. I mean, I could recoup it from 305. Save. Yeah, I had even saved it. But in any case, Ramon Rodriguez here. Robert, you're the best, my bro. Keep going. Buckeye Cubans singing out here. Muchas bendiciones. Buckeye Cubans. So you are like in Ohio. I was so thirsty, but I didn't want to do that in the middle of the thing. Matthew Villancourt, Eager, Arizona has John Wayne's 26 bar ranch. Is worth the visit to drive through the Arizona White Mountains and check out John Wayne's ranch, where he lived and worked in between movie making. That would be super cool to see, actually. Are there a list of Miami Vice filming locations that might be content? Oh yeah, content for sure. Dylan Reynolds next solar eclipse in the USA 2045. Yeah. As I said, 2045, I'm gonna be 73 years old, and hopefully I'm still RVing and YouTubing by then. Did you go to the RV museum in Elkhart? Yes, I did. But pro tip: if you go to Elkhart and you plan to visit the RV museum, do not go in September, because in September they have at least not mid to late September, they have the open house. So they use the building for a lot of the, open house is this RV show, but it's not open to the public. It's mainly for dealers, for them to see like the new stuff, and even the pricing they have is cost pricing, not retail pricing. And they use parts of the facilities normally dedicated to the museum for that. So the museum, they move it to a warehouse, and it's not the same. But we did go, and we saw all the RVs, even the KYD schoolie and all that, and Any other time of the year, it's a must for any RVing enthusiast. They have the original Winnebago, they have the old Airstreams, and all the RVs from the 50s. It's a really cool place. I would recommend it. And go to that donut place. What's the name of the Rising Dough or something like that? There's a very good donut place there in Elkhart. Um, and no boondocking during the show. That is also correct. Gord, Trailer Traveling, because the RV Hall of Fame is also a harvest host. So normally, they let you boondock at the parking lot. It's a very RV friendly town in general, since this is like the RV capital of the world. It's called Amish Crack at that donut place you went to. Yeah, it is. That donut place was. I had a Boston cream that was. I mean, the best. Um, Matthew Villacourt on Facebook. Where would be your dream getaway? Somewhere you've never been? Well, it's so many places that I've never been, and I'm gonna go with that more like rise and roll. Thank you very much, Jimbo. You are the winner. Um, I wanna call it I think the after show is coming out better than the actual podcast, but I wanted to keep the podcast under 30 minutes, if you know what I mean. Um, and I totally forgot where I was going with this. Dream getaway, somewhere you've never been. In the United States, there's a couple of places still that I haven't been, or cities even, like Tulsa, Oklahoma. I want to, or do like the entire US 50, or the entire Route 66. Hawaii, I haven't been to Hawaii, and in the past I haven't been all that keen on going to Hawaii. But after our friends Greg and Angela, Casita RV Life, they went, and they kind of. Uh, I kind of feel like going to Hawaii now, but I'm thinking more international. I want to see Australia, New Zealand. I want to visit every country in Western Europe. I know Eastern Europe is kind of complicated right now, but I would love to, visit every country in Central and Western Europe. And and I was talking to a viewer yesterday. He actually came by. I donated him my mile post so he can use it on his trip to Alaska the next summer, and he brought me some wine. So right, win-win situation there. And he's thinking of doing the Pan American Highway, and that Pan American Highway is something that I don't want to. It would be better to do with someone else, because some areas of South, I mean, it's just being out of your comfort zone. I'm sure it's fine. A lot of people do it every year. Um, at least I speak the language, so that's a plus. But some parts could be a little sketchy, and having someone else go with you might be a good idea. So I would love to do the Pan American Highway. Ship the rig on the Darien Gap to Colombia and go down to Ecuador, Peru, Bolivia, Chile, Argentina, and then go down to Ushuaia, which is the southernmost city there, and take the cruise to Antarctica. Man can dream, right? Matthew Villancourt, ever run into any celebrities or movies being made on any of your travels? They were doing a prequel to Yellowstone, which I don't remember the name now. While we were in Butte, Montana, and celebrities. Many years ago, we saw Dustin Hoffman on we were in Cannes, in France. The Cannes Film Festival was happening, and we saw him just walking past us, like normal. So yeah. Klaus Witt would love to do the Pan American Highway. Yeah, it's one of those. It's and I think for the most part it's fairly safe. Um, but it depends. Especially that area near the Darien Gap, I would be cautious. I'm curious as to why, or the details of having executive producers for your show. Well, if you are a patron or a member at the $20 level, that's one of the perks. I consider you an executive producer of the show, and it helps finance things of production, gasoline, and lately I've been also making subtitles for the past few videos, and it's a very time consuming job, so I'm paying a company to do it. I'm doing closed captions for the hearing impaired, and I'm doing Spanish subtitles in an effort to maybe capture a larger audience, so that's kind of the thing. That's my dog, Traveling Robert. Hey, Forry, Jim Forry from Ohio, Buckeye. Hi from the forest. Merry Christmas. Florida looks a bit out for us, at least until March. Southern Comfort is fully booked, and Northern Florida too, cold until March. Oh, man. Well, hopefully, I think I'm going to go to Ohio before you come to Florida, but we'll see. We'll see. Hey, Travel Dreamer 46. How are you, Fatima? And how's your ankle been holding up? My ankle is it's 99%. I mean, sometimes in the morning when I wake up, the first step or two, it hurts a little bit, or when I overexerted, like walk too much and whatnot. But otherwise, that's cool. I want to be an executive producer. Yeah. Um, it's just a playful thing that I do. It's a good title. Value for value. It's what I do. Anyway, everybody, I'm gonna. Angel is asking about filming in the national parks, permit hoopla, if at all. Nobody has told me anything. Nobody has said don't do it. So I've been doing it. Anyway, I'm gonna start wrapping this one up. I'm so glad to hear your questions or your comments here. We even got to talk to Dylan after so many. I think it's been like a year since Dylan was on the live stream. So why do they restrict the drones? Well, the drones, while I don't like it, I understand it. In many places, drones have caused like problems with wildlife. You can startle wildlife and provoke a stampede, and sometimes if every drone pilot was conscious, and did the right thing. But a lot of drone pilots, they fly too low, and it can really bother the other people. I understand that at some point you cannot allow everybody to be flying drones everywhere, but I think there should be a way to get a permit. That one I agree with, having like a permit system, and you get a permit, you pay, let's say, pay $100, and they tell you even where to fly. You are allowed to fly here but not here, and like we have like regulations right now for commercial drone pilots. It's 400 feet of elevation, and it depends on the airport. Nowadays, you can even request automatically, electronically, for to the air tower, air traffic control. You can request permission, and they tell you, yeah, you can fly up to 50 feet or this and that. But Dylan Reynolds, actually 3 months since I last watched Robert's live, September 16, 2023. It feels like a lot longer, Dylan, to be honest. uh, all right, everybody. Thank you for joining me on this episode 305 of the podcast. Let me know if you want me to keep doing these multi streams, and we'll keep doing them. And I'll see you tomorrow on the other channel, on the YouTube channel. So where we're gonna have like a regular chat, another one. I love doing this just because I get to talk to you guys, and it's such a great community. So see you tomorrow. And this Sunday, what video are we doing this Sunday? Hyder, Alaska, and the Salmon Glacier. So, all right. Bye, everybody. Oh, before I go, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, have a great one. Don't eat too much, and I hope you have a great time with your families or friends or fur babies or Joy, much joy to you all.